Moving on to your club. A bid today has been turned down for Mo Salah, 150 million in totality. The talk is they're going to come in again. The talk is they're going to come in again and put another bid in for him. And this could there is talk in the Middle East, and maybe you're seeing this more on your news than we are, to be fair, that they could go as high as 200 million. Do you think Liverpool are going to accept it? And do you think they should?
Do I think Liverpool are going to accept it? No. Do I think they should? No. Mo Salah's priceless. That's just the thing I'm looking at right now. No player is bigger than the club. So Liverpool will not cease to exist if we sell Mo Salah. But in terms of the short-term future, we're absolutely screwed if we let him go. Absolutely screwed. I mean, players like Saga, just one younger player of the season. He's a player that got into the season over Mo Salah. He's got like half his GA. So output matters. And you can't just remove essentially 40 plus goals and assists from your team. And you can't remove someone who's like a clutch player, a big game player like that. You just can't. And for me with Mo, I think this just depends on the mindset of the fan you're speaking to. If the fan never sees himself winning the league again or never winning the Champions League again, then he tell you, yeah, from a business perspective, blah, blah. But I'm not an accountant. I'm a Liverpool fan. I want Liverpool Football Club to win. The only way for Liverpool Football Club to win is to keep their best players. Chelsea haven't replaced Hazard till now. Arsenal haven't replaced Van Persie till now. Fabregas still today. You look at United after Ronaldo, how difficult was for them to replace them. So for me, finding replacements for someone like Mo Salah is going to be absolutely difficult. And even the players that we're linked with, like the likes of Bakayoko and shit, that ain't a good enough replacement for Mo. We already know, by the way, what Liverpool are going to do. Probably go get Jared Bowen from West Ham. So we're just kind of reducing our levels. Over the last 5 years, Mo's probably been the best player in the league alongside KDB. I don't want to get in that argument. Let's say they're 1 and 2 in whichever order you want over the last 5 years because of how consistent they've been. So I'm not willing to let go of that player. I'm just really not willing to let go of that player. And I think because of sports science and how Mo Salah treats the sport and how he takes football seriously, I think Mo Salah is more likely to become a Lewandowski, where he would be going strong 35, 36, 37. You could probably even, maybe 3 years from now, you could probably play him as striker and he'd still bang. And I'll tell you this as a Middle Eastern man. The offer from the Middle East is going to continue to come for Mo Salah. It's not like if we say no this summer, they're never going to come back in again. Says who? They're always gonna want Mo Salah to play for the football club because just from a marketing perspective, whatever they'll pay for Mo, they'll make back in shirt sales like the next day. You look at I never in my whole life in Jordan seen an Singer and Nasser shirt. Never seen it one time my whole life. Ronaldo moves there. Suddenly I see kids wearing a Nasser shirt. I'm like, do you guys even know who that club is? Like in Jordan, how do you even know about that club? So for me, just from a marketing perspective, you'd see a Al-Ittihad shirts everywhere and stuff, and they'd make that money back. But for us, short-term future, absolutely screwed. We ain't got a right winger. And you can't just simply take a player out of the club of that caliber, of that quality, and think it's all going to be okay. And just before people call me a Salah sexual or blah, 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 I'd keep the same energy for Alisson. I'd say the same thing for Trent. I'd probably say the same thing for Van Dijk to an extent. If you ever want to become a team that wins stuff, you need to keep your best players. And players like that come once in a lifetime, and it's extremely difficult to replace a player like Mo Salah. So I'm not willing to let him go for 200 million. And also, with all due respect, there's fucking 5 hours left. Who am I going to buy in the next 5 hours?
That's true. Blaze here says Hassam is living in cuckoo land. The Saudi window is open for 2 more weeks, and Salah is basically moving to paradise. Liverpool won't reject 200 million because of fans' feelings.
But it's not even because of my feeling. Klopp has come out for the last 2 weeks and every single time said there is no deal, we're rejecting it. And it's been substantiated by what's happening in the media. Has also not said Liverpool are going to reject it? Has Fabrizio not said Liverpool reject it? Has everyone not said reject? So Liverpool are rejecting these bids. And I expect them to test our fortitude, but we'll continue rejecting the bids, man, because I think the club now with the signing of Gravenberch, probably going forward, even the players are a bit more excited and they see themselves as a contender this season. So because of that reason, I don't think that he leaves, to be honest with you. I think it's too soon, by the way, because he still is in his prime. He still is in his prime. He's still delivering.
Let me ask you a question, though, because you like a hypothetical. if FSG did accept 180 million pounds, say they did it, they overruled Klopp and they did it, what would your reaction to that? How angry do you think the Liverpool fan base would be as a general rule? Or do you think that those same people that come for you all the time would spin it into a positive?
I mean, listen, the people who try to spin shit into positive will try to spin it into a positive regardless, you know? It's funny, I got a whole ass long DM from someone yesterday talking about, you know, Hussam, I think it's time to unfollow you. You're being negative all the time. After I broke it down to him, he's like, you know what, you're right. You just say it as it is. We've signed 4 players this summer. I was happy about 2. I didn't like 1, and I'm indifferent about the 4th. That does not mean negativity. That means if you think something is good, you say it. If you think something's bad, you say it. With the FSG situation and Mo Salah, you know, as you said, overruling club, blah, blah, blah. The people that are in the middle are the ones that will turn. And to be honest, I'm going to be honest with you, this is the one summer where I've seen more and more people turn. Step by step, more and more people are turning on FSG. Because for us, it's a fight more against kind of FSG enablers more than anything, because that's the big fight that I'm having. That's why I got called out by the biggest Liverpool fan channel twice by name. You know, they called me out. So look, it is what it is. This is the life that has been, you know, given to me with this whole Liverpool situation. And I think more and more people will turn, and they shouldn't sell him. Simple as that. Simple as that. Shouldn't sell him.
This here from James says, people saying Liverpool showed their hand with the Caicedo deal. The Saudis showed their hand, putting 200 million M's for 1 year for Mbappe. Why take less for the biggest Muslim athlete on the planet? I mean, that is a fair point from that perspective. And listen, they have limitless money, and they're probably they're not the richest people in the world anymore. Like Elon Musk is richer, but that's asset based. In terms of liquid cash, no one's as rich, in my opinion, as the Saudis. That's just an opinion. In terms of actual cash that they have, so they can afford to pay whatever they need to. There's always an upper limit. I think if they kept on, and I know there's no one left to buy. If they came in this evening when there's 350 million pound, Liverpool are accepting, because you just would, but. Are they going to pay that much? I doubt it. Hussam, salary is going 200 million. Just got dropped. Is what he just said. Listen, I don't know if that.
200 million, by the way, 200 million is not the price. It's this is with add-ons. So the price keeps increasing. But one of the reports I read apparently is some of the add-ons are unrealistic as well. So like that's why.
They've got. Chelsea and Madrid won the Champions League after like Hazard and Ronaldo left, is what he's saying here. So
yeah, but that's not the point. First of all, I'm not talking about Real Madrid. I said Manchester United. So after Ronaldo left, I swear they only won 1 league title, the 2013 one, if I'm not mistaken. Two league titles after Ronaldo left.
2011 and 2013.
2011 wasn't Ronaldo there?
No, he left in summer of 2009.
Yeah, 2009 was when the Galacticos. Yeah, but they did get significantly weaker until today. My point is, still today, they haven't got a player like Ronaldo. We haven't had a quality player on that right now for 14 years. It's ridiculous. We were just talking about Anthony and Sancho like 30 minutes ago.
Considering my club, the iconic nature of our right-sided midfielder or attacker. The icons we've had in such a famous position at my football club, to not have had a top-class, consistent one for 14 years. Like Valencia did well when he first came. Outside of that, everybody else has bombed.